On Thursday, the start of a new comedy series with Ronnie Corbett.
You, Timothy?
Yes, Mother?
Did you wipe your feet?
Yes, Mother?
Well, do them again.
Yes, Mother. Doing them now, Mother.
You are a growing boy.
I'm not a growing boy. I'm 40 years old, Mother. What you see is all you're going to get.
Thank you, Timmy. You're 41, by the way.
I mean, you could be a grandmother. I could be a father.
So that's why you're looking so pale. You've got something to tell me.
No, I'm not pregnant. Have you ever, that's mine, you borrow that. I'll borrow Frank's. Have you ever ridden pillion before?
Yes, I have.
It's a pretty powerful bike, this. It's parked out the back. Will you follow me?
Sorry, starring Ronnie Corbett, begins on Thursday at 8:30 on BBC One.
On BBC Two in a few minutes, the start of another new series. Billy Preston, Alfred Marks and Wayne Sleep are the guests of MARTI CAINE. On BBC One now, Panorama.
9 months ago, the Prime Minister visited ICI, Britain's biggest manufacturing industry.
Oh, no. Good morning.
Mrs. Thatcher was full of praise for ICI. She pointed to its success as proof that the Thatcher experiment was working.
We have some industries that are world beaters. This is one of them. If we could get more of our industries up to the standard of this, the future for Britain would indeed be golden.
ICI, Britain's biggest industrial company, have disclosed that their profits slumped by over £300 million last year, and that in each of the last 2 quarters of the year, they actually made a loss.
The bad news from ICI is just one of the most recent of a whole series of gloomy messages that the government's been getting over these past few months as the recession has deepened and as the figures for bankruptcy and unemployment rise. Has it now reached the point where the government will feel that it has to change its policies?
The ladies not for turning.
That was October, but has the lady now turned?
Excuse me, is this the queue for the 50p stalls?
No, mate. This is a queue for the unemployed.
Excuse me, is this the queue for the 50p stalls?
Oh, no. This is a queue for serious operations.
50p stalls?
No, we're queuing to leave the country to find a proper job.
Is this the queue for the 50p stalls?
50p? Haven't you heard of inflation?
Tell you what I don't want to see.
What's that?
Labour in power again.
Labour in power? Was that the Marx Brothers?
No, another bunch of comedians.
Coming shortly, The Conservatives. A great programme for all the family.
Incentive, courage, achievement. That's what we Conservatives want for Britain.
Now, nationwide budget special introduced by David Dimbleby.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Nationwide Budget Special. In half an hour from now, the MPs, who are already, of course, as always, packing the benches of the House of Commons, will start to hear the secrets of Sir Geoffrey Howe's third budget. And though, sadly, our cameras still can't be there inside the House of Commons, we will be bringing you live the key measures of the Chancellor's speech as he announces them from the Chamber. If you want to hear the speech in full, by the way, and Michael Foot's reply, you can listen to it on the wireless on Radio 4. And round the corner from the House of Commons, a traditional crowd waiting there outside number 11 Downing Street, next door to the Prime Minister's residence, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Chancellor as he comes out of the door, gets into his car with his battered dispatch box, the one first used by Gladstone, with his 1981 budget statement. We're expecting him in a moment or two. A couple of miles away, down in the city, on the floor of the stock exchange, the financial community in suspended animation, waiting to see what, if anything, the Chancellor feels able to do to lighten the prevailing gloom, in particular what he's going to do about interest rates. Minimum lending rate at 14% at the moment. They're expecting a cut of 2 or 3% this afternoon, meaning cheaper loans for industry, cheaper overdrafts, cheaper mortgages. But the city, and particularly the dealers on the floor there, will also, of course, be looking at how the budget measures will affect the economy and their share prices. For 2.5 million people in Britain, this budget has a special significance. Is it going to hasten or delay the day they get a job back? One of the towns hardest hit by unemployment here, Consett, in County Durham, where 4,500 jobs disappeared last September. Derelict steelworks symbolising one of the main problems of the economy, how to fill the gap left by declining traditional industries. For smokers and drinkers, budget day is always nerve-wracking. Chancellors rarely resisting the temptation to raise duties on tobacco and drink, often only to keep pace with inflation, but we don't know, we shall see later on this afternoon. Sir Geoffrey's been Chancellor now for 22 months. He's presented 2 major budgets and last November's mini-budget towards the end of last year, where there's some speculation about how secure his position was. He's come under a lot of criticism. He's having his photograph taken there by photographers inside number 11 in the dispatch box. The second time he's been out in public today, he came out with his dog and his wife this morning after a 1.5-hour cabinet meeting in which he explained his measures for the first time to the cabinet, who had been urging the Prime Minister to have a full debate on the economy, but this budget was, as is traditional, kept secret between the Treasury Ministers and the Prime Minister until this morning when the other members of the Cabinet heard. Lady Howe on his left there, and in a moment he gets into the car, goes to the House of Commons, where the Prime Minister is soon to be answering questions in the run-up to the budget statement, which will be at about 5:30.